It wasn't an airborne pathogen. Can they use venom and aerosolize it? Yes. Are they doing it? I don't know, but they already know that they can. The United States Department of Justice published in 2012. Look it up. Look it up. It says conotoxins, potential weapons of the sea. Conotoxins found in COVID-19 patients' blood and feces, 15 different cone snail venoms inside COVID patients' blood and feces, confirmed in Italy and by Dr. Chetty, MD, in South Africa. Yes, and it states on the U.S. Department of Justice website right now, it says there's so much conotoxins around the world that could be utilized as an aerosolized terrorism weapon. And when people inhale it, they will develop respiratory failure and die. Oh my God, that sounds like COVID. This is in 2012. 2015, the World Economic Forum actually has on their website how killer snails will improve the state of the world. That's the title of the article. It's all about cone snail venoms, conotoxins. World Economic Forum, how killer snails will improve the state of the world. That was 2015, published on September 11th, by the way. 5 years later, there's a pandemic declared, and the venom found in the COVID-19 patients is conotoxins, killer snails venoms. This is much bigger than you realize. I do believe most of the symptoms of COVID come from cobra toxin, bungro toxin, and conotoxin snail venom, sea snail venoms. That is confirmed again just last month in South Africa in all long hauler COVID patients. And all venoms, Stu, all of them, are synthetically manufactured around the world into a lyophilized, freeze-dried, powdered form. All venoms are water soluble, and they publish that. And you and I could go home right now and actually order every single venom protein online that they found in COVID-19 patients' blood and feces. In June of 2020, you can purchase every single one of those proteins by name from that animal source. And do you know what they actually offer you? They actually offer you, when you go to buy their products, go to Gentaur.com, Gentaur.com. Every single side effect of COVID-19 and the vaccines that were identified to be caused by venoms from venomous creatures, every single one of those venoms can be purchased online.
Myocarditis.
All of them.
Infertility.
All of them.
Sterility. Blood clots.
All of them.
Loss of taste. Loss of smell. Headaches. Lethargic. Long hauler.
And as a summary, if you want to fast forward to what is coming, all future of medicine for all of pharmacia, big pharma, the entire goal moving forward is actually getting human cells in our bodies the instructions to make venom-based drugs for them. So they don't have to manufacture it, they don't have to have a factory with employees, they don't need to actually warehouse it. They're going to be able to inject you with the instructions. That's what the suggestion of mRNA technology is, getting your body to make the spike proteins. The spike proteins are venoms. ACE inhibitors are venoms. These are blood pressure managing drugs. They, in the future, believe that they can get all of you and your God-created DNA to make something the serpent makes, or venomous creatures do, that mammals don't do on their own. CRISPR technology that we spend billions of dollars on, the whole premise is delete genes out of the human genome that cause diseases and insert snake venom genes. That's what it is. We are investing billions of dollars into the technology supposedly to delete disease-causing genes out of your genetics and insert snake venom, immortality, rebirth, regeneration genes from the serpent. That's what CRISPR technology is. The word CRISP, C-R-I-S-P, and the word CRISPR is snake venom components. They're called CRISPs. CRISPR technology is nothing more than deleting and inserting venomous genetics. That is the entire pharmaceutical industry is moving that way. This is one of the reasons why they want to do booster shots every 6 months. They want to be able to inject us with the instructions for our bodies to make their drugs for them that are all venom-based. My concerns over why the vaccines have snake venom in it is because the two people credited with creating the COVID-19 mRNA shots, their names are Drew Weissman and Catalin Carrico at the University of Pennsylvania. So in every one of their damn studies since 2009, being paid for by Anthony Fauci and the NIH to do mRNA gene therapy. That's the funding declaration on their studies. We are funded by the NIH, the NIAID department, Anthony Fauci's department, to do mRNA gene therapy. Every study since 2009, 2011, redone in 2012, 2015, every single one of their damn studies says that in order to cut RNA or DNA, they use snake venom phosphodiesterase by words, 3 words, snake venom phosphodiesterase, to cleave the RNA or DNA to insert the mRNA for our gene therapy. Okay, I don't know how to be more clear. When I say I'm worried there's snake venom in the shots, why don't you go look at the recipes of the researchers who created the shots? Stu, the damn words snake venom is in the paper. We use snake venom phosphodiesterase. Why is it these people won't look at it? Why won't medical doctors look at it? Why do they refuse to look at it? I have no idea. But what did Charles Hoff, MD, out of British Columbia, Canada, say 2 summers ago? He said, I ran the mRNA injected patients' blood, and I wanted to see why is there so many complaints in them of fatigue, tachycardia, all kinds of problems. Every mRNA injected patient for COVID, 60% of all of them had elevated D-dimers. And he said, everyone needs to be running this test on your COVID-19 injected patients. This elevated D-dimer test tells you there's clotting going on everywhere in the body. This is where the term the clot shot came from. Well, it's because Charles Hoff said elevated D-dimers are showing up in 60% of my mRNA injected patients. I was like, elevated D-dimers? I don't even know what that is. I called several cardiologists. They hadn't heard of it either. Hadn't seen that test since board exams in med school. So this isn't a very common test. They had to go look it up. I looked it up. I wanted to know if Charles Hoff, MD, is telling the world to go do elevated D-dimers, what is it medical doctors are trained, or lab technicians trained, to look for when you see elevated D-dimers on a test? Because I had never seen the test. So I went online and looked it up. How are elevated D-dimers interpreted? Medscape.com in 2019, updated again in 2022, has one article, How to Interpret Elevated D-dimers. And there's five bullet points. The first 4 describe different types of blood clots in the body. Blood clot, go look for this blood clot, go look for this blood clot in the brain, lungs, in the legs. That's what they describe. If you see elevated D-dimers, go look for blood clots. Stu, of the 5 bullet points that they tell all medical doctors to go look for when you see elevated D-dimers, there's only one listed that could cause the elevated D-dimer, blood clotting, to show up. And it says snake venom poisoning. So when I see that, I'm like, it actually is published that the medical doctors who are refusing to look at this stuff, Stu, it says in their own publications, you, MDs, when you see elevated D-dimers, go look for snake venom poisoning. Why do they refuse to do that? Why do they refuse to acknowledge snake venom could be a part of COVID or the COVID shots? Elevated D-dimers, you're supposed to go look for it. All I did then was go, if snake venom could be causing blood clotting that Charles Hoff is seeing as elevated D-dimers in his mRNA injected patients, I want to know, did the researchers who created the COVID-19 mRNA shots, all I did was find out, who were they? It's Drew Weissman and Katalin Kariko at the University of Pennsylvania. Do not be confused by any other person claiming to have created the mRNA shots. It is Drew Weissman and Katalin Kariko. Katalin Kariko has been working on this technology since 1978.
Not Dr. Robert Malone.
No, Katalin Kariko since 1978 with Drew Weissman's help at the University of Pennsylvania. They're the ones who created the shots. They're the ones whose names are on the patent. They're the ones receiving the royalty checks for these COVID-19 shots, saving the world supposedly. Not Robert Malone. But I want the world to recognize there are published concerns that I have that's in your face. Snake venom, you need to go look for poisoning of snake venom with elevated D-dimers. This is what they're reporting. Great. So I go and look. Who created the shots? Drew Weissman and Katalin Kariko. Any medical doctor at home or layperson can go like this. Drew Weissman and Katalin Kariko on any internet search. Drew Weissman and Katalin Kariko and snake venom. You're going to see all the studies from 2009, 11, 12, 15, where they were creating the mRNA technology using snake venom. Another part of this